In the gym and in the car. With our advice you could go far. We fuck things up and we make mistakes. And talk about our sexy dates. We host events and go to clubs. But most of all we're still in love. It's getting hard for this to rhyme. Just as well, 'cause it's bed hopping time.
Hello and welcome to the Bed Hoppers podcast. My name's Mr. H.
And I'm Mrs. H.
Thank you for joining us for this delightful episode. This is going to be potentially, we'll see how we go, a smaller episode that's there to keep you entertained and amused for 30 minutes or something maybe. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how long we can drag this on and make entertainment just for you, gentle listener.
It's like a bite size.
Like a bite-size, like a nibble. Like when you buy chicken nuggets and you just get like 6 of them. That's bite-size. That's not a proper meal. We all know that you need at least 12 for it to be a relevant size of chicken nugget, right?
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, all right.
I haven't had a proper chicken nugget for ages.
Yeah, a chicken mug nug. But I have made you fake...
You've made me fake ones.
Fake nugs.
Which are probably better.
Well, I agree they are better. I am better than McDonald's, which I don't know if that's
That is a bold statement.
It's a bold statement in many, many ways.
That's like saying you invented the question mark.
I did.
Wow.
Many crowning achievements.
You heard it here first. Yeah. He's a big deal.
I invented the question mark.
What have you got for us today then?
Well, today, I thought we'd talk about a new club that's opening or has opened near us. So a couple of months back, we had a message on Swing Hub from some folks called Secret Desires. And they said, hey, we're making a new club near you. But that wasn't what the message said. It was more of an advert than anything else. But it was like, hey, we're doing this thing. You could get tickets to it. Yes, you could go and use your hard-earned human professional cash to buy tickets to go to this place.
And so we did.
Well, that's pretty much what we did. So it's in Portsmouth, right? Secret Desires. And it's about 30 minutes from us in Southampton. So I am very used to everything being at least an hour and a half to 2 hours away, pretty much.
To get anywhere decent, it's normally that,
Yeah, I mean, Swindon's, an hour and 20 minutes, something like that. Heathrow's like an hour and a half, depending on how you drive and how fast you drive and how within the legal range of the speed limits that you stay. But something that is half an hour away actually felt like something we should check out and be part of. So we diligently went on there and tried to buy tickets.
Tried to buy tickets.
Yes, I say tried because I had instantly a question.
Okay.
Now, you have to be a member
right
of Secret Desires. Now, previously, these folks have run parties all up and down the country, I think. Lots of different things that they've done. We've never been to any of them.
No.
So we weren't members. So we had to therefore apply to be members.
Right.
And go through the process. And that involves submitting some ID, some information, and actually pictures of ourselves.
Right.
Now, it was quite interesting because I mentioned to one of our chat groups about this particular thing, about the fact that we've had to submit pictures. And a few people sort of reached out and sort of said, be careful with this particular group, for they will look at your pictures and may or may not let you have access.
Based on how you look.
Based on how you look. Now, I think this really is applied to the previous parties that they've run.
Okay.
So, and also they have an age range of which we fall outside of that age range. I think it is like up to 45.
Significantly outside of it.
Yeah. So even I fall as a younger hopper outside of that age range.
Yeah.
So we say we because you weren't going to organise fuck all.
It's you.
I put in our application with an element of trepidation because I didn't know whether they would be judging the pictures, whether it was just for reference so they could add them to like the ID so when they check you when you come in, or whether there was a whole process that sat behind it. Now, for absolute honesty, I've not checked that fact out in the slightest.
No.
But it was enough that a number of people reached out and said that either they or friends of theirs had been rejected for the parties for not being attractive enough and not fitting the various sort of
their demographic
that they were after. So it was a little bit of a tricky one because I felt, well, how is it going to work if that's what they're doing in a club? So we didn't really hear back for, 24 hours or something. So I didn't know. I was like, are they busy? Because obviously they are out there creating a swingers club, right?
Yeah.
So are they busy doing that? Like painting walls and putting in furniture and doing IKEA shit or whatever it is? Or is it that we have not passed the test and therefore we are not allowed in the club that is really near us.
We're too old and not good looking
Maybe. And I did that fear did start to creep in. And I was like, oh shit, I'm not, like, I don't know how I feel. But then I started to think also, right, if you're going to open a club, I think whilst you can limit the demographic, I think you can do that. And you could go, okay, it is only the people that we deem to be attractive, right? As the owner, that's absolutely within your prerogative because you are curating the sort of things that you want to see in your venue. And I totally get that. But I think as a venue that is open to the lifestyle community, I think there is only a limited number of people that you can get. And I think if you are open close to a town or whatever, you want as many people as you can to get through the door because you want them to buy drinks, you want them to purchase memberships, you want to make money so that you can keep the club going and make it better. That's kind of what I had in my head.
So I've got a question, and you may not know the answer because they're so new, but you may know more than I do. I don't know. So if this club remains open and it becomes known through word of mouth that there is a new club in town, in Portsmouth, how feasible is it then that they would welcome people who just walk in? Or would they insist that they have to?
You have to have a membership, and then you have to buy tickets to the night.
Okay.
So I bought us a quarterly membership, which I think was like £12 to £15 for a quarter. Which I was like, okay, because if it's good, we'll go back.
Yeah.
And if it's not, then we don't have to worry too much about it. It's okay. We can figure it out. And then I think it was like 50 quid for us to go to the actual
tickets,
as a couple's ticket. I think single women were cheaper and single guys were more expensive. I don't know how they ran the numbers on that.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, well, let's give this a punt and let's see what it's like. Now, I volunteered to drive us there.
You did. I mean, to be fair, I would have driven if you hadn't wanted to.
Yeah, you didn't seem entirely keen. So there was but it's fine. I shall use my you drive token at some other time. But we got invited to a Telegram group.
Yes, which I actually joined.
Which you did join. And to be fair, that initial Telegram group was quite quiet, particularly with an event coming up, because we only joined with a few days left to go. So we didn't see the whole breadth of whether it was going for ages before, or whether these are all people from the various communities. I guess many of them know each other because there were certainly some people that were just sort of catching up as if old friends already. But it seemed very, very quiet going in. Yeah. And I couldn't really get a steer, a beat on the sort of people that we'd see there. I think, the chat some of it was just almost perfunctory, like sort of, hey type stuff. Yeah. And then some of it...
you got your outfit. Hey, you got an outfit. Yeah.
And then some of it was sort of some quite graphic pictures in the appropriate chats. And I couldn't really get a steer on who was going, what sort of people they were like, what this community was going to be like, because I've not experienced it. And I think given the information that I'd had from people that reached out about that community, or certainly the previous events that they'd run, I was a bit sort of like, I don't know how I feel about it. And I think that in part, that's why I offered to drive, because it was like, well, if we need to go, if we decide that it's shit, then we can go. Or if it's not for us. But also, I'm also very conscious that you are still in recovery mode.
Yeah, this is true.
So I think, the chances of you standing up all night, or you like engaging in like lots of activity, whatever that might be, is relatively limited.
Yeah,
I think.
I would say so.
So I sort of had that in the back of my mind. So drove over there, and it was literally 26 minutes to the door. So it was quite conveniently close. We found that parking was a bit of an issue. There's sort of parking around, and we sort of parked on a back street where you could stay for like 4 hours for free, and then you had to fuck off or whatever.
Yeah, a lot of it is permit parking, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it's like next to a Tesco Express, no parking there.
Yeah.
And they did recommend some spots where you could park, but none of it sounded like there's no like official parking on site. No. And it's just on a relatively
urban area, really, isn't it? Nestled in between like residential streets and things with shops and stuff nearby. So a pub, there's a couple of pubs nearby, I think.
Yeah. So we rocked up.
Yeah.
Now, in your infinite wisdom, Mrs. H, what did you wear?
See-through dress.
Okay. How see-through was it?
Very.
Okay. So, and then we had to park around the corner. So what would have been a 2-minute walk for a regular walkie human being, but a 6-minute walk for a recovering Mrs. H. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
we then had to walk around in broad daylight because this was like half eight.
I'd forgotten it was going to be very, very daylight because in my head I was like, oh, it's an evening thing, so it'd be dark. And no, actually, summer shining.
Yeah,
through the dress.
bright daylight. So and you had no bra on, so you could see your tits, obvs, and see your pants. So we had to walk around the corner and I don't know, a couple of 100 meters.
Yeah.
Whilst almost everyone and their dog was out walking everyone and their dog.
There were many dogs that probably saw me.
Yeah. Gang of utes, they walked past.
I'll tell you for why I made that decision. I didn't know what the locker situation was. No, that's a lie. I did know what the locker situation was. I was aware that there were 10 lockers at the venue. That's what someone put in the chat. I did read it. And I thought, well, the chances of maybe scooping up a locker might be remote. I didn't know if there was a cloakroom there or anywhere to put something or stash something. So I thought, I'll just risk it and wear what I intend to wear all night rather than take things with me and have to then stash them away somewhere.
Okay, that's fair.
That was my theory anyway. Not just because I was a floozy and I fancied flashing my Babylons around the streets of Portsmouth.
Well, that's also fair. So we get there, and there's a chap on the door, and he asked to see our tickets. So I already had them to hand, screen printed them out. So pro tip, screen print it so it's ready to show people.
Yeah.
And then they let us in, and there's a lot of stairs. Like a lot of stairs to climb up to the top of the building.
Because it was like an attic location, wasn't it? So it obviously was on the top floor of this building, and there were, I want to say, like 2 big flights of stairs.
Yeah.
Like 2 flights of stairs doesn't sound awful, but they were big, like a lot of them.
Well, I think if you can manage stairs,
yeah, great.
It's not so much of a problem.
Like a gazelle.
But yeah, and it wasn't a not easy climb, but it did require effort.
It was very hot as well, wasn't
it? But also because it was warm and because you're recovering from a collapsed lung, a heart attack, and God knows what else.
2 flights of stairs was a lot.
It was quite a lot for you. So I don't know if they have a lift. I don't think they do.
I don't think they do.
I don't think they do.
Not currently.
Yeah. So if you struggle with stairs, just be prepared that it's going to take you some time to reach the sort of reception area.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
And it did take you some time.
It did a little bit.
And there was a couple behind us who were stalling to try and find the tickets, and they just had to kind of put up with you swearing on every step on the way. But that's just I think if that's something that impacts you, if you struggle walking or with stairs, then keep that in mind if you go there.
Yeah.
If you've got a partner that can sort of chuck you in the backpack like Yoda and jog you up there, probably the best way to deal with it, I'd suggest. So we get up there and they scan our ticket and you get a gift.
I did get a gift.
You got a gift.
Got a little, can I say what it is?
Of course you can.
A little hand fan.
Little hand fan.
Yeah. And I don't mean a fan for little hands. I mean one of those kind of old style fans that you flip open and then waft ineffectually towards your face.
Just not someone that follows you around going, I love your hands.
No.
Like a hand fan.
No, just like a little fan.
It'll be like a hand model with David Duchovny.
Oh my God.
So we get there and we get a couple of drink tokens.
Oh, yeah, we had drink tokens, but not for cocktails, just for drinks.
There was no real tour. We just get sort of shown into the into the space. And the space itself is really nicely decorated, really beautifully done for what it is, I think.
I thought so too.
And you kind of come in and there's like a bit of open space and some seating, and straight opposite you is a bar that's big enough for like about 5 or 6 people maybe.
Yeah, it's a small bar.
Very small bar, but like
well stocked.
Yeah, well stocked bar. To the left, there's like a little changing area, a little toilets area with lockers.
Yeah, the 10 lockers.
10 lockers. Also, again, very nicely decorated.
Yeah, really nice.
And then to your right, there's a little bit more seating. There was a chap doing professional photography.
There was, yeah.
There was also like a DJ thing. And then further back, there was dartboard. Not sure why there was a dartboard, but that's fine. And then there were sort of 2 rooms that were designed for play. And these are sort of like open playrooms in that sort of sense that they're like 3 different beds in one room, and then one gigantic bed and a swing in another room. So, if you're seeking privacy, this
isn't it.
This isn't it. And to be fair, because it's in a sort of attic-y kind of space, like a loft kind of space, it looked very nice, but it wasn't very big.
No.
And, we'll come on to the numbers and stuff on the night, but it was also really, really warm. And the fan was probably ideal.
So I think maybe yes, there's probably some teething problems in getting set up because it's so new.
Yeah.
And maybe the aircon solution might come a bit later.
I think so. I mean, they had some fans up and around, but of
They
course,
did.
all they're doing is blowing warm air
I know.
around. And I think it just got super, super hot.
Yeah.
Now, we do want to point out that we recognise this is their opening night, right? This is the first night they've been open to the public. So there's going to be stuff that isn't quite ready or will be improved upon or will be looked at. So we say this with just the thought of just be mindful, this is what we experienced. Now, by the time you go and visit it, it may be totally different and things may have been improved.
100%.
We also know that they're looking to improve it by adding rooms potentially further along as they go on.
Yeah.
But for the moment, this is what it was. So it was about, I don't know, 20 meters.
Oh, I don't do size.
Okay. So,
but it was big enough for, I don't know, how many people would you have comfortably fitted in there? 50, 60, probably?
I think so. Talking to the hosts and various other people there, I think they had just over 50 there, I think, on the night, plus staff or whatever. And I think they said they could go up to 100 plus, I think.
Oh, that would be hot.
But I think that would be really hot, but also would be really, really crowded because it felt quite busy.
It did, yeah.
It wasn't unbearable.
No.
But it did feel like there was a lot of bodies. And I think the thing is that those playrooms take up space.
Yeah.
And there's only so much sort of seating and dancing area and standing area that you can have. So it did feel like people sort of congregated right in the middle in front of us. And then it kind of felt a lot busier than perhaps it might have done had people been spread out. I think once the evening went on and people sort of dressed down and some of them went to the playrooms, I think that felt like things had calmed down enough and that there was space for you to sort of breathe a bit.
Yeah.
But because it was so warm and because it's hot in the UK at the moment anyway,
so warm.
And because there was lots of bodies in an attic where heat rises, it was quite sweaty.
Oh, it was so sweaty. And obviously most of the men had long trousers on, which was nice because, looked nice. But also I really felt for them, you included, because wearing long trousers in this heat,
it was
sticky legs.
It was sticky legs, and I think the seats, where they're sort of vinyl-y leather or whatever they are,
they trap heat, don't they?
They do trap heat, and also if you're not wearing, like if you're just wearing your pants or whatever and sat on them or bare legs, there was a lot of leg tearing.
Oh, it was bad. A lot of people were hanging out in the bathroom area because there was like a couple of big windows.
Yeah,
and I think people were like trying to get close to the windows just to get a little bit of air, maybe.
Well, yeah, and I think I didn't quite understand the rules around things like vaping and smoking and stuff.
I don't think there were any rules for what I could see. There was nothing displayed as a sign.
Okay.
But lots of people were vaping.
Lots of people were vaping within the building, which
and that might be fine.
That might be okay. I think some people were smoking in the changing areas.
Definitely.
Like leaning out the window. Yeah, or smoking in the toilets.
Yes.
Now, one of the things we did notice in the toilets were that at the time, the locks weren't really working.
Only one was.
Oh, was that
and
the
that
one?
Was only because I found out through conversation.
Oh, okay.
As I went in and out.
The one that I went in got interrupted 3 times, even though everyone watched me go in there for a wee, and I'm just literally stood in there trying to have a wee while people were opening the door.
There were maybe 3 bathrooms, I think.
I only saw 2, but I don't know if there was another one. What I did find though is that it was very busy in that little area.
Yeah, it really was.
And I think it was very much people were trying to just use the bathrooms, but because the doors didn't lock, they were just
going in and out.
And also, it's like people have a few drinks and it just becomes a bit mad.
Yeah, and I know they're working on getting some locks for the bathroom doors. I did speak to someone who told me that. But what I will say is they were really nicely decorated.
Yeah.
They were really stocked well with like hairspray and deodorants and little niceties like wipes and feminine hygiene things. It was actually really well thought out to put those little things in there just so people could, help themselves freshen up and stuff, and lots of mirrors. So they were really nice.
I think that the feel of it was really good. It was just because so many people were just hanging out there, and some people trying to use the bathroom, some people getting changed. I think there was a bit of a dictum that like at 11 o'clock or something, everyone was supposed to get changed. I was like, well, fuck that.
There was a bum photo happening, but
I didn't actually see that happen.
That happen at all. Maybe it was too hot.
But just probably weren't invited. I think that's the.
Or maybe it was just like herding cats trying to get everyone together for a bum photo.
That's the thing. So it did get a bit mad in there. And I think
Yeah.
where it was warm, wasn't that people were getting angry, but people were getting a little sort of short-tempered because it was just rammed and they were just trying to go for a wee or get changed or
Yeah.
have some air. So it was quite rowdy in that
It was
little
so
space.
rowdy.
So
Yeah.
I think if you were slightly of nervous disposition, you'd have been probably going, I'm just going to go down to McDonald's down the road and go for a wee because that's probably safer.
Plus, I think people were hanging out in there a little bit to chat if they knew each other because it was probably a bit quieter. Not that the music was terrifically
Actually,
loud.
I thought the music level
was actually all right.
It was loud enough if you wanted to dance, that you could dance. And if
Yeah.
you wanted to chat, then you could chat. And I think that they got that
I will
pretty
say
much
they did, yeah.
spot on, I think. What were the drink prices like? Because I only got one free drink and then you got me a drink after that.
I bought 2 rounds drinks, I think. And I think it was like 15 quid for 2 drinks. And that
Okay.
was like a glass of Prosecco and a spiced rum and Coke.
That's quite reasonable, really.
So that was actually reasonable.
Yeah.
I thought 15 quid for 2 drinks was great.
That's pretty good.
So what do you expect?
Yeah, I think it did, I think sometimes you can go to clubs and because you're trapped there, then it can go the way of where we're just going to charge you whatever like, or it goes down the way of, oh, this is like a social club and you're going to get very reasonable drinks and it's all going to be okay.
And it was good quality drinks. They give you a choice of like a branded spirit, for example, when I ordered your rum, or a sort of slightly cheaper version, but they had different things. They had spiced rum and normal rum.
All the rums.
Yeah. The Prosecco was like proper little bottles of Prosecco. So it was fizzy and it was decent quality alcohol that they stocked there. I will say that.
So how did you feel about the club? Let's get the venue bit done.
Okay. I'm trying to take out the emotional part of just feeling very hot because that did mar my experience. It's bound to. Because, your
but
hygiene
then
factors,
you must
kind of go, I'm so hot.
But with that frame in mind, you must hate life at the moment, the
I do.
house, the
Yes.
pets.
No, I don't hate the pets.
Well,
they can't help exuding
Sainsbury's, the
heat.
car,
No,
everything.
Sainsbury's has got air conditioning.
Well, at certain points, you have been too hot in all of these
Yeah,
places.
I know.
So,
So I'm very short on views.
yeah, just constantly, oh, this is hot. So,
I'm very hot.
but
not
okay,
coping.
with
However,
under the removing
under the
that,
heat
yeah,
bit, yes.
under the heat.
I genuinely thought the place looked nice.
Yep.
Like, I don't know what I was expecting, but it's nicer than I expected.
Yeah.
Which for me is high praise. I thought we'd done a great job on capturing a really sort of nice aesthetic that was kind of like, when you think a bit like Instaglow type, Instagrammable kind of feel with like flower walls and feature walls and little flamingos dotted around here and there and nice mirrors. And they'd really made an effort on making it look nice.
I agree.
So I really like that. I actually quite liked the fact that it wasn't at it because it gave it a bit of character because it had some slopey beams and like, pointed kind of ceiling-y things. And I thought it felt almost like a bit of a warehouse party vibe, which I quite liked.
Sort of little like Bohemian cocktail club
you know
almost,
what I mean?
yeah.
It had kind of funky urban vibe to it.
Yeah.
I liked the look of it. I was genuinely really impressed with how well they'd done that. And tables were really cool. They were like glowing neon-y tables. It all looked very smart.
Mm-hmm.
Fair play. I wasn't keen personally on the playroom dynamic because that's not my cup of tea. Like not having a private lockable playroom is a bit of a drawback for me because I don't like to go in a big group open play kind of vibe unless it's with lots of people I know.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't like going into just like a great big room and finding a bit of a corner somewhere
Yeah.
and being open to everything. So that's not my thing, but they looked clean, functional. They looked well maintained. So,
Well, no one had used them yet, presumably at that point.
yeah, there you go. So that's why they look very good. It would be nice to see what they do with it, a bit further down the line to see if any of those playroom areas kind of can be improved so that there's a bit more to cater for.
Yeah.
But at face value, I thought it looked really nice. And with some tweaks around like air conditioning and heat and all that stuff, I think it could be a nice little club.
I think that will be the challenge of that type of venue being in like a lofty sort of situation because during the winter it's going to be really cold, presumably, and during the summer it's going to be really hot. So I think some sort of aircon would be useful. It would certainly help. And you wouldn't need like super industrial aircon in there. I think just
No, just some aircon units.
would would be helpful, I think, and help just to bring that temperature down a little bit.
The other thing I wasn't keen on is the fact that there didn't seem to be any kind of policing of vaping and smoking around inside, because it just added to some quite thick air, and it was quite stiflingly hot anyway. So having the air a bit clouded with like vapes and a bit of smoke here and there I didn't really like that. I think it should be a bit more clear on, hey, if you want to go and smoke or vape, go outside.
Yeah, I think that's probably...
were definitely vaping around all night in the place.
I think the challenge is that where they've, and I'm making some assumptions here, but where they've run their own parties for however long that they've been doing that, and now this is their venue, I suspect the crowd that predominantly were their crowd, because it's their people coming to celebrate their opening night, for the most part. And I think with that comes a sort of crowd mentality of what's acceptable, what can we get away with, and what can we do. And I think there was a bit of, we're free, we're not locked down by the confines of anyone else. This is our space. And I think there was there was a little bit of that sort of in the air. Not a massive amount, and nothing that concerned me, but I think that's probably where that's come from. I think as they go forward, they'll probably seek to establish more sort of rules and more strict regimes about this whole kind of thing. But yeah, I thought the venue was good. I thought, with the space that they've got, they decorated it really well. I thought that the little bar was cute. I thought that, with the space that they've got, they've done an admirable job. I don't know how you would create little singular playrooms for people, but I don't know the full space yet, because I think there's more to come.
Yeah.
But as you could go there and it's 30 minutes away. To me, it felt like this is pretty nice.
Yeah, it's really nice.
In terms of our night, so we got there, and we only knew, I think, like in advance before we got there, that there was one of the couple that we had met before about 8 years ago. And we'd met them like twice for socials, and that was it. Hadn't seen them again. No. So my ability to remember them that well, like I could just about remember him, couldn't quite remember her. So we went in pretty much blind on this one, which was interesting. And we got there, and it wasn't that busy when we got there, but it was starting to warm up, both figuratively and literally. But it certainly seemed like people were catching up with people that they already knew.
Oh, definitely.
There was an element of that. I don't think that was the total thing of it.
No.
But it certainly felt like this was a group of people that, for the most part, knew other people.
Other,
I did spot the chap from the couple that we knew later on in the evening, and said hello to him, and that was cool. So if you're listening, hey. But we there was a couple of seating spaces, and I think my head went to, well, I'm torn here. I don't want to just sit down and like have a defended space, because I know that our default is to do that.
Yeah.
But also I was conscious that I just got a wife that is recovering, struggled to walk up a bunch of steps, and it is also fucking boiling to death.
Yeah.
So it is in my best interests if we go over, speak to this couple that were sat in a nice little space, and then we can sit there and hopefully, like the bare necessities, people will come to us. That was kind of my take.
For once, I think I did definitely have a valid reason to sit down.
And I think that's fine. I think, it
was so hot, I think I would have struggled to stand up.
Well, I think part of it is that we do need to be better at, as we've said before, getting out there and chatting to people.
Yeah.
But a couple of times we did go, let's go and talk to them.
We did.
And did that. And spoke to some people that we hadn't met before.
We definitely did. In fact, I was talking all night, like to various, like people came and went to the seating area, because a lot of people did seek a seat at some point because it was hot.
Yeah.
And, you got kind of a little carousel of people coming in and out, which was really nice. I spoke to a few people kind of in the cloakroom a bit as well, amidst all the waiting for doors and things. And at the bar, I spoke to a couple of people. But we did speak to quite a big variety of people, I think.
Yeah, it was very nice. And a few people recognised us from the podcast and Instagram stuff, which is cool. So if you're listening to that, hey, hello, thank you. That was cool. We also ran into the people that run Penthouse Playrooms, which was really nice to see them.
Lovely.
Had a good old chat with them.
Yeah, it was lovely to see them.
Really good to catch up with those folks and their little entourage. That was fun.
And we saw some people who'd come to our previous events.
Yeah.
So that was really nice.
So it kind of, we didn't stay massively late. We got to about 12:30.
Yeah.
And I think I think there was one person, if I'm being honest, that we were interested in. But I don't think that you were necessarily in a space to.
No, I wasn't in a space to act on anything. I'm very presumptuous, wasn't it? Offer out any kind of play invitation because I was so hot and I thought I'm not in a mindset where I'm going to cope with this. And I also didn't like the open playrooms particularly.
Yeah, I can't. Yes, I did. I was reading the room correctly, which is always.
But I also am very much looking forward to seeing this person again.
Yeah, so we were able to make a new connection and reach out to them afterwards, and said that we'll catch up later on in the month, which will be really lovely. I think we did better than we have done for a while, but then we haven't done anything like that for a while. So there is that. I think because we haven't been going out and doing that, I was like, yes, let's go and do this. Let's go and do this. But had to really temper myself on that more than normal because I didn't want to be like, let's go over here and let's chat to them. Let's go over here and let's do that. Because, you were still fucking grumpy about you know what I mean, about the heat and the stairs and all that sort of stuff. I'm only ribbing you, wife. Only ribbing you. But I think for me, the night it was like pretty good. We left at about 12:30, 1:15.
Yeah. Sort
of jumped in the car, drove back. And again, 25 minutes home. Yeah. That wasn't a super late night. And it was actually quite a pleasant experience.
I was in a very good mood, I think, all night. I could hear, which made me very happy because that's always like a big bugbear of mine if I can't hear things very well. I could hear quite well.
Yeah.
Lovely people, nice place, couple of drinks, didn't go crazy. You look lovely.
Oh, thanks. You looked all right too. I'd definitely do a sex on you if you want to.
So there you go.
Yeah. So I think I would definitely go back.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I would be mindful of the event or the night and just, or maybe, I think this is the truth of it, right? You can say about any venue. Wouldn't it be nice to take your friends there and just be like, hey, this is a cool place that we're at. But I think service station rules. And if you're going to do that, you can have fun with anyone with like in a service station if you have the right people with you, right? So I don't want to just resort to that, like, hey, let's take friends and people that we love and adore, because that's making us more and more lazy. I think just going there with the not knowing many people was a good thing. And I'd probably do that again. I'd just be mindful of the night and what it is for that particular evening.
Yeah, agreed. And hope we get aircon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that as time goes on, that in the next month or two, that probably won't be a problem anyway. And then it'll be like, do they have heaters?
It's going to be lovely.
Yeah, until you're freezing in a cover.
I'm never going to complain again that I'm cold.
You will do.
I won't, I promise.
Like tomorrow or even in 10 minutes, it'll happen. We know it will. In fact, you could maybe that's what we'll do. So we're seeing Secret Stag and Secret Vixen very soon. Maybe the new drinking game is every time Mrs. H says she's hot,
right,
that we take a shot.
You'll be absolutely twatted after 20 minutes.
Yep. Every time she talks about the weather, you have a glass of wine. It's going to be great.
You won't survive.
Yeah.
You'll actually get alcohol poisoning.
Quite possibly, but it's a perfect thing.
It'll be a very short game.
Very, very short. Not long at all. It'll be fine. So I think that's kind of it for the venue, I think, and our experience of the night. Summing it up, I thought the venue looked really nice. I think it's got a lot of potential. I think there's some things to iron out.
Yeah.
I think that it's just going to be a bit of experience for them.
Yeah.
In terms of how things work, getting it running smoothly. And this was the first night. So, absolutely understand there's going to be things that don't quite work and they're going to establish their things. I think they need to work hard to build community. And I don't think they can just necessarily port over the community that they've already got. I think they probably need to work on local community and building that.
Yeah. Although I will also say, both hosts made an effort to come solo.
Yes, they did.
Which I thought was really lovely because I didn't know the hosts at all. I've never met them before. And they both did make an effort to come over and say hello.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really nice.
Which was really good, and spend time with us and say hello to our group.
Yeah.
And check that everything was okay. Yeah. Talk a little bit about what's happening with it.
They were working their asses off.
Well, I think they had been and probably continue to do so. And I think because like getting a club off the ground
it's got to be hard work.
It's got to be a lot of. I mean, just getting a fucking social going for one night is a fucking challenge sometimes. So fair play to them for getting off their asses and doing it. I think there's going to be lots of challenge ahead, but I think with the right sort of attitude and building the right community in there, it's going to be it'll be a place that we'd go back to happily.
Definitely.
particularly as it's conveniently close, and I'm inherently lazy, so that
Mhm.
that obviously helps there. So I think we just wanted to talk about this, talk about our experience, do something quick, and also do a podcast.
Yay. Achieved all those things.
Yes. Well, we'll do the quick thing after this.
Uh,
Oh, I see. You're with me now, are you?
yeah, it took me a while.
Well, it normally does.
Bit foggy.
A bit foggy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I'm
because
quite
you're
tired.
because you're so warm. That's what it is.
I am very warm.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
we'll have plenty of stuff to come up to talk about soon.
Yes.
We've got some solo adventures.
Oh, yeah.
We've got some parties coming up.
Yeah.
I've
All
got this weird
things.
tone that I've developed.
I've got some parties coming up.
We do have some parties coming up. We have some
Wow.
events coming up.
Oh, yes. See,
We're
told you,
going
it's
to
foggy.
we're going to events,
Yes.
and we're booking events.
Yes.
And you're off to a different event, and
Yeah.
all sorts of things
All
are
things
happening. And
happening.
we'll talk about that soon. But for now,
Fair for now.
you have heard about our adventure to Portsmouth and Secret Desires. We'll put a link to their stuff in the show notes. Of course, we'll do that. And Mrs. H, do your thing.
Well, thank you for hopping into our bed.